Welcome back to today's video. We're going to just jump right into it and say that the Lenovo Legion Go, by the time of this recording, should be out today. And that just is it's very interesting because really seeing how this device stacks up amongst all of its competitors, at least main competitors, stuff like the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally, is really interesting to see, especially with all the reviews starting to come out now and all the unboxings. I'm just going to be clear. I don't have one to open, I don't have one to test, so all of my numbers and data is going to come from other sources, and if I've done my job correctly, those should be linked down in the description below. And as always, you should always be comparing and contrasting reviews and people's data to ensure that you are making the smartest purchasing decision. But overall, the Steam Deck, ROG Ally, and the Lenovo Legion Go are a very compelling option for mobile PC gaming. For instance, the ROG Ally starts at $599, the Steam Deck starts at $399, and the Legion Go starts at $699. All having different models increasing the price or cheapening the price. Specifically, the Steam Deck can get as expensive as $650, the ROG Ally can get as expensive as $700, and the only model of Lenovo Legion Go I'm aware of is the $699 version. Oh hey, editor here. I'm wrong about something. I just found out that they have 3 different storage models, and it's $700 for the 256 gig model, and it's more expensive for the 512 and 1 terabyte options. That's my bad. Let's get back to the video. Before we get into how the Legion Go stacks up against its competitors, what does the Lenovo Legion Go do uniquely? I'd say the detachable controllers, the gun mode where you can use, the right controller. I was going to call it a Joy-Con, but it's not a Joy-Con, it's just a controller. I might call it a Joy-Con at some point in this video, so bear with me. But you can use the right controller as a gun mouse thing, and that is definitely a unique and a selling point if something like that matters to you. Definitely could enhance a mobile battle station, like a whole portable gaming setup. If you don't need to bring a mouse with you, you can just use the right controller in gun mode as your mouse instead. It can scale up to 1 terabyte of storage. That's something it can do. It has a 2560 by 1600 display, which is in a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. It's an 8.8 inch screen, 144 Hz refresh rate at 500 nits. That is the highest resolution. I believe it's the highest refresh rate we've seen on any of these mobile gaming hardware stuff. And I can't tell you a single game that you should be able to run at that resolution and at that refresh rate at all. This runs the same Z1 Extreme that the 700 version of the ROG Ally runs. It's the exact same thing. It might perform a little bit better considering its larger size could enable it to either pull a little bit more power or run a little bit more cooler. But overall, that is just the screen and the refresh rate, resolution, all that jazz is incredible. It is a beautiful display from the images I've seen, from the reviews I've seen. This display is immaculate. It has 16 gigabytes of LPDDR5X RAM at 7500 megahertz speed, which is just about 1000 megahertz faster than the ROG Allies and about 2000 megahertz faster than the Steam Deck's DDR5. So that increased speed could increase performance also, but I feel like we're at a point of diminishing returns in terms of, because I don't believe at this point that extra 1000 mega transfers per second is gonna really be the thing that holds you back in gaming. I mean, there are so many other things that are going to be holding you back before how fast your RAM is, so I doubt that was entirely necessary. They could have probably saved a little bit of battery life if they just also did 6400 instead of no. We need to have 1100 more mega transfers per second to outdo the competition. I highly doubt that was the deciding factor. It has a 92 watt-hour battery with a 65 watt USB-C charger. It runs Windows 11. It has 2 USB-C ports, a microSD card slot, a 3.5mm headphone jack, Wi-Fi 6E, and Bluetooth 5.2, which is incredible. Just basically anything you could possibly need is on here. I really like the fact that it has 2 USB-C ports. That's really nice to see. My biggest complaint with the Steam Deck is that it doesn't have multiple USB-C ports, basically forcing you to have to use a USB-C dongle or getting a Steam Deck dock situation going. It's nice, but the major downside with the Lenovo Legion Go, its weight. It is 854 grams. That's a heavy boy. That is almost 200 grams heavier than the Steam Deck. That is nearly 300 grams heavier. More like 250 grams heavier than the ROG Ally. And that's just impressively heavier. Like, they did a lot with that extra weight. They had an extra 1.8 inches in size of the screen. They have an extra 9.2 watt hours in the battery. Like, it is impressive what they've done with that extra size and weight. And because of that increased size and weight, they were able to put in features like the detachable controllers, like having the gun mode in the controllers. They did a lot with that extra 250 to 200 grams of extra weight. Now that I've gone through all of the features, the specs, some of my thoughts on the Lenovo Legion Go, how does it stack up amongst its competitors like the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally? Well, I might share a interesting opinion on this, but I believe the Lenovo Legion Go is the new king of mobile gaming. Like, the Steam Deck used to be that. The king of mobile gaming was the Steam Deck, definitely. Even when the ROG Ally came out, you just could not beat it for the price. But I feel like with this Lenovo Legion Go, it offers enough extra features that the Steam Deck simply does not have. It is worth the purchase of the Lenovo Legion Go. Not as an upgrade if you already own a Steam Deck, but if you still haven't purchased any of these mobile handheld PCs out there. I feel like the people who are going to buy the Lenovo Legion Go is somebody who's going to purchase already an ROG Ally Z1 Extreme model. Purely because it's just an overall more feature-rich device. It has plenty of other things about it. So it's just very interesting to see how this will play out in the long term. See whether or not the Lenovo Legion Go will catch on like the ROG Ally and the Steam Deck has. And I'll definitely be interested to see how they do fulfillment. Definitely see that could be if, since this is coming out the day of release, I think, hopefully everybody's opening their Lenovo Legion Go's, and they're in top tier condition and they're not fucked in some way. But I'm definitely interested to see how a smaller PC manufacturer like Lenovo is going to handle something like this dedicated gaming device. I know they make a ton of laptops and ton of stuff, but something like this, like the Steam Deck and Lenovo Legion Go, is easily scalped and just mobbed by fans. So comparing the Lenovo Legion Go to the Steam Deck, I'd say if you're going to buy the Steam Deck, you're a budget conscious person. You're probably not going to get the top tier model Steam Deck. You're probably either going to get the mid tier or the base model Steam Deck. I personally went for the base model Steam Deck and upgraded the storage separately. I'm going to put a video out about that at some point. And so I feel like the Steam Deck still has its own position. The Steam Deck is secure in where it's at, especially considering the price to performance it offers. Though the Lenovo Legion Go and the ROG Ally have both just leaped and bounded in terms of performance, I still believe the Steam Deck is still a more than valid choice for most people to make. It is by far more easier to navigate, easier to use in general than than the RG Ally, and then what inevitably will be for the Lenovo Legion Go. Purely thanks to the fact that SteamOS is so much easier to navigate given the handheld form factor. Running Windows on these mobile gaming devices is fucking terrible, and it will always probably be terrible until when Microsoft makes a mobile gaming mode. That it has nothing to do with the handhelds themselves. No matter how good these are, they will be stuck with what Windows does, and Windows can be fucking garbage sometimes. I'm not saying the Steam Deck doesn't have its problems. The Steam Deck certainly has its problems. But the Legion Go and the RG Ally still make a great case for Windows handhelds. And if I had to choose between the RG Ally or the Legion Go, it's gonna be the Legion Go. But if I had to choose between the Steam Deck and the Legion Go, I might have to choose the Steam Deck purely for its more simple and easy to use form factor. But if I had to basically call out the people or decide what groups of people should be purchasing these, if you're on a budget and you want to save some money, get the Steam Deck. If you want the biggest, the most powerful thing and you don't care how much it costs, get the Lenovo Legion Go. It has the best screen, it has the most features, you can use it probably the longest. And nobody should get the RG Ally, because the Legion Go has more features at the exact same price, and the Steam Deck is easier to use than the RG Ally. So you should just save the money and get that instead if you wanted to save some money. Also, the Z1 non-extreme variant of the RG Ally is barely more powerful than the Steam Deck. So even if you get the $599, the $600 version of the Ally, it is only like 10-15% faster. Not worth the jump in terms of price you're making, when you could have saved like $200 or more if you went with the other models. So that's it. Have I helped you decide whether or not you're going to get the Legion Go over the Steam Deck or the Ally? Has this video made you really consider the Legion Go at all? Leave your thoughts, comments down below. I like to read them. It's my favorite thing to do. We're so close to 500 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button, notification bell. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to have a wonderful day. Deuces.